Good day, viewers, and welcome to the Writers Media Network TV. I'm your host today, Mfoniso Udoh, and today we'll be talking about preserving Indigenous language. And I have a beautiful person here with me who is going to help us navigate through the narrative of preserving our native language. No other person than Yah-Ofon Ettah. Good to have you.
My pleasure.
Okay, first question is, where are you from and which indigenous language in Nigeria do you speak?
I'm from Udoh local government area of Akwa State, and I speak Ibibio.
Ibibio.
Yes.
So, greet us or say something to us in Ibibio.
It's your role, Kenamo, Emedio.
Wow. Okay, that will be interpreted. You're welcome.
Yes, you are welcome. Maybe.
Okay, you're very passionate about promoting and preserving indigenous language. Why is that?
I feel like our indigenous language, Ibibio here, is getting extinct, and we need to start working on it, fixing the problem before it gets out of hand.
Okay. Looking at the society today, how do you think we should be able to, or what are the things we can do to tackle those boundaries or those obstacles in promoting our indigenous language?
I feel like to promote our indigenous language, we need to start from the homes, the families. The homes are important when it comes to languages because it is what the child grows up speaking at home that the child will speak outside. And if parents do not teach their children to speak their indigenous languages from home, it will be a problem getting them to speak outside or as they get older.
Okay, would that be like the only factor to...
Okay, we have schools as well.
Okay.
Schools should include it in their curriculum. The problem now is that most schools would rather teach students French, Spanish, Latin instead of Ibibio.
That's true.
So schools need to fix this problem. And the government, the people, we could have programs in Ibibio, radio programs, TV programs for children in Ibibio.
That's right.
We could engage people in content creation. Content creation is becoming a thing now.
Yes.
So if we could get people to speak the language more in their different content creation avenues, I think this could help promote the language. Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful. And you see, like one of the things I observe is that you see like a fellow indigenous person from your state or from your village, and especially in South or Ibom, where you come from, wouldn't want to really identify with you as pertaining to where you're from. So like maybe you go to the UK, you'll find the Igbos speaking Igbos amongst themselves, or the Yorubas speaking. Why is it? Why do we find that within ourselves, that constraints within ourselves?
It's inferiority complex, to be honest.
Wow.
So yes, we feel like our language is way too local because an illustration could be an Ubong traveling to Lagos, seeing an Asukwo, happy seeing his brother, could want to speak the language with his brother as a way of fraternizing, and then the Asukwo looks at him and is like, who is this local man? Will you get away from me? Or an Ibibio man going to a fellow Ibibio man's office somewhere else, let's say a big man, an MD, a GMD, and then he comes and says, Sam Esero, as a way of, talking, trying to get a job or something. And the man looks at him like, because, he's a big man. So who is this local man coming to speak with me in my office? So I feel like it's inferiority complex.
Okay.
We see the language as local, which should not be so.
Okay. So you've identified about, let's say, 3 factors. Family, very important, because it's the barrier for the beginning of the language for a child.
Exactly.
Then schools, and then our personality, which has to do with inferiority complex. So we should be able to identify the fact that our language is something we should be proud of.
Yes.
So we can promote it anywhere and everywhere we find ourselves.
Yes.
Why do you think the younger generation are not in love with their language?
I still feel it boils down to inferiority complex.
Okay.
They see the language as being local, and to be sincere, they would rather speak other indigenous languages and live in Ibibio.
In it.
Exactly. You hear them, they rather sing. You know, I feel like these things, it still boils down to us. Our government, for instance, we try, but we do not try well enough. You know, they say the one hand you use to correct a child, you use the other hand to commend the child.
Yeah.
So I'm commending the government. Yes, they've tried with this indigenous language promoting the culture, but they're not trying well enough because they're not promoting arts and, you know, artists and movies, things that will promote our culture, our language in the entertainment industry. We have people like Burna Boy, we have David, we have all these people singing in Igbo, singing in Yoruba.
Yeah.
They sing, and this thing has gotten to our subconscious so much that we can speak their language. Whether you like it or not, we know there's how an Igbo man can be here speaking now. Just because you've been listening to some of Flavor songs, Fino songs, you can understand little Igbo. You can understand little Yoruba from what they are singing. Where is our own? We are not projecting this thing. So this is one of the problems we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so to speak, the government has to invest.
The government has a vital role to play in this as well.
So we are begging our government, please invest much more in our entertainment industry.
Yes.
Songs, movies.
Exactly. And in that light, I would love to comment Mrs. Mefline Awana. Okay. She collaborated with Udoh recently in producing this movie, Ekama, I think. I saw the series on YouTube, and they are doing a beautiful work at promoting the Akwa Ibom language.
Beautiful, beautiful. Shout out to
Mrs. Mefline Awana.
Okay. So, do you believe our indigenous language are becoming extinct? Of course, I mean,
of course, the language is becoming extinct. As I said earlier, inferiority complexing our language as local and us being fed with the languages of other tribes way more than we are being fed with ours is really taking a toll on us.
Okay. So we should fit in our language as probably compulsory in the school curriculum.
Yes.
Okay, that would do better.
We need to do that, yeah.
The last question. Please share with us some strategy that can be adopted to preserve our indigenous language.
Okay, I would say fit it into curriculum. Okay. But you know what you teach a child at home and then the child goes home and the parents are countering most of those things, it won't stick. A child can try to speak Ibibio and the mother says, speak your English. Something like that, it won't stick. So what I would say is we should start from the families. We should start from our families. I feel like elders in the family are not doing well, as you know. My friend said something, she went somewhere and a proverb was said to her in Ibibio and she stood there looking blankly. And she was like, what are you saying? They said, Hussein, Ekwota, Ekbarabe working for food.
Wow.
And if you do not understand the language, you do not know that statement has hidden things in it. It's deep. And you know, we need to learn the language. This is the beauty.
Wow.
I mean, have you stayed back to listen to people speak the language?
Wow.
Listen to people speak Ibibio and you would realize that you are at a loss. You need to go back. You need to embrace it. So we need to start from the families. Elders need to, you know, put all hands on deck to make sure that the younger generation, we are back at it. The government has a role to play, schools, everybody.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have come to the end of today's segment on preserving our indigenous language. So we have spelled out the barriers that which constrain us from promoting our indigenous language, and we have also recommended a solution by which we can also do that. So thank you very much. I hope we all learn to speak our indigenous language
Of course.
and promote our own culture. Thank you very much, viewers.
Thank you.